Warwick, DJ Warras' stock was more than just a DJ. For many South Africans, he was a familiar media personality, a radio and television figure who later became a vocal activist against crime in Johannesburg CBD. But in recent years, his name became closely linked to one dangerous fight, the battle against hijacked buildings in the inner city. That fight may have cost him his life. DJ Warras was shot and killed in broad daylight near the Carlton Centre in Johannesburg. The shooting happened in a busy part of the city, a place filled with cameras, cars, and people going about their daily lives. According to police and early reports, he was ambushed and shot multiple times. The killers didn't steal anything. This was not a random robbery. This looked targeted. Police later confirmed that CCTV footage exists, and investigators are reviewing it to identify the shooter and anyone else involved. Early descriptions from reports mention a lone gunman seen fleeing the scene. As of now, the investigation is still ongoing. So the big question remains, why was DJ Warras killed? To understand that, you have to understand what he was involved in before his death. In the years leading up to the shooting, DJ Warras became deeply involved in efforts to reclaim hijacked buildings in Johannesburg CBD. These are buildings taken over illegally, often run by criminal syndicates, and linked to drug dealing, extortion, violence, and illegal electricity connections. He wasn't just talking about the problem online, he was actively involved. Warras worked alongside private security initiatives and building owners, pushing for evictions and legal action. This put him directly in the path of people who make money from these buildings, people who don't want attention, law enforcement, or eviction notices. As of now, the investigation is still ongoing. So the big question remains, why was DJ Warras killed? To understand that, you have to understand what he was involved in before his death. In the years leading up to the shooting, DJ Warras became deeply involved in efforts to reclaim hijacked buildings in Johannesburg CBD. These are buildings taken over illegally, often run by criminal syndicates, and linked to drug dealing, extortion, violence, and illegal electricity connections. He wasn't just talking about the problem online, he was actively involved. Warras worked alongside private security initiatives and building owners, pushing for evictions and legal action. This put him directly in the path of people who make money from these buildings, people who don't want attention, law enforcement, or eviction notices. Reports indicate that DJ Warras had obtained multiple protection orders against occupants of at least one hijacked building. That detail is important. A protection order means there was documented conflict. It means threats or intimidation were serious enough to be taken to court. It also means there is a clear paper trail showing that his work had made enemies. And in the Johannesburg CBD, enemies can be dangerous. After his murder, several political parties and public figures publicly stated what many people were already thinking, that DJ Warras may have been killed because of his stance against criminal activity in the inner city. But it's important to be clear. At this stage, no motive has been officially confirmed by police. No suspects have been publicly named or charged. Anything beyond what investigators have said remains speculation. Still, the context matters. Inner city crime syndicates do not operate casually. Hijacked buildings generate money from illegal rent, utilities, and criminal operations. Anyone who threatens that income becomes a problem. And DJ Warras was a very public problem. Some reports have also mentioned the possibility of mistaken identity or that he may have been followed prior to the shooting. Again, these are angles being investigated, not confirmed conclusions. What is confirmed is this. He was killed in a targeted shooting. He had a known history of conflict linked to hijacked buildings. And his death has sent shockwaves through Johannesburg. His family released emotional statements following his death, describing him as a man who genuinely wanted to make a difference. Tributes poured in from media colleagues, activists, and members of the public, many praising his courage, and others questioning why someone trying to clean up the city ended up dead. For many South Africans, this case highlights a much bigger issue. If someone with a public profile, legal backing, and media attention can be gunned down in the middle of the city, what does that say about the safety of ordinary residents who live among hijacked buildings every day? DJ Warras' murder is not just about one man. It's about crime in the CBD. It's about the power of syndicates. And it's about how dangerous it can be to stand up to them. As police continue to investigate, CCTV footage and witness statements will be crucial. Any arrests, charges, or court appearances will likely change the direction of this case dramatically. Until then, what remains is a life cut short and a city once again asking hard questions about crime, accountability, and justice. If you have any information related to this case, police are urging you to come forward. And as always, we'll continue following the story and updating you as new, verified information becomes available. Rest in peace, DJ Warras.